where is that folder? There it is. Oblivion. Yeah, because there are a few. What I was going to do was I was going to... where's Quest and Adventures? There we go. So I was going to go through each and every one of these mods, or not all of them. I think some of them are not too short, but the fact that they're like, there's a few issues that I have with them that I want to resolve them first before I even attempt to record them. But some of these, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a list of requirements. So before you start, let's say, this mod, you want to have 2,500 gold with you. And when you have this 2,500 gold, then you can start the mod or do all this kind of stuff. Or you can go and end up... what's the other thing? And not only that, I think I'm also going to put like a level requirement if there is one. So before you start it, make sure you're level 25 or whatever kind of thing. But I definitely recommend, though, if you're going to go for any of those like high level requirements, do not use the base vanilla one. Use a mod called Oblivion XP. I'm currently using it with my current modded playthrough, and I absolutely love the thing. It's amazing. The fact that anything gives you experience is incredible. It's how a normal RPG is supposed to be, which is amazing. So anytime you kill something or whatever, you get experience, which is amazing because it's exactly what it should be. It sort of reminds me of how Nehrim's system kind of works, because anytime you kill something in there, you got experience. Anytime you completed a quest, you got experience. I know Oblivion XP has that port, like has it so it does that. But I think it's only for vanilla and certain mods. Quests. So I think that's kind of interesting. What I'm thinking of also doing, this might actually be the sort of like first, like sort of special kind of thing, is I might just go through all of the old versions of like my mod from start to finish kind of thing, because I think that that might be a really cool idea, so you guys get to see like how my mod first was kind of thing, and then where it led up to kind of thing, because I think that could be kind of interesting to also show off too, because I know there was a few things that I liked about it, and then there was a few things that I didn't like about it, and that's why I kept evolving it further and further until there was pretty much nothing that I liked about it anymore, and then I kind of just stopped. Yeah, because I think I might just end up recording that instead, because I think that would be a cool sort of anniversary kind of thing, just the evolution of the mod, pretty much. Because for the most part, like, it has different versions, and all the different versions have their own unique sort of, like, interest in how they were developed, and why they were developed in this way. I don't know if I kept my original version, though. That might have been lost. Which I am very sad if I actually did lose it. I might have to go back to like an old video or something like that, or not an old video, but I might have to go back to like old screenshots kind of thing and just show it off. Because it wasn't that it was bad, it was more so that like it was kind of interesting in the way that I ended up making it as. Which was kind of weird. So pretty much what I ended up doing with... So here's how the original mod was actually. It was originally me just not... I don't want to say flexing. It was more so just me just trying to figure out if making a certain armor having more of a support role or more of an aggressive role would actually help out with me going through Oblivion mods, because at this point I was using normal vanilla stuff with normal, I think, Sigilstone enchantments, and I was getting rocked by the enemy. So pretty much I really needed to have something that was really, really strong. So I decided to make a modded gear, but of course I didn't know how to make modded gear. So of course I just used up other mods and just trying to make it so that it would only require my mod. But of course I was really bad at it then, because I didn't know exactly how to do it. So I was having a little bit of a problem. Every time I tried, I got this weird error. So I went, oh, will I never be able to do it? And then somebody helped me out with that. And I think he's been helping me out ever since. With all the little sort of, like, coding questions that I have about it. Oh, did I just use Tig for Pidgey? Great. Yay, I am so smart. I have to use Bubble Beam. Which means I barely have any moves. Yay, I have to avoid every trainer now, specifically just so I can leave. I have to run from any wild battle too. No! Leave me alone. Oh, you're a trainer? No! Well, we're stuck here. Alright, I'm just gonna use Tail Whip. I'm just gonna wait till we can struggle. There's no point. I might as well just wait till we can actually struggle. Yay! Woot. Oh, we used Sand Attack a bunch of times, so we're not going to be able to attack, are we? There we go. Perfect. There we go. Okay, so that is our first loss for that. I do not have any revives. That guy doesn't move. Okay. Does he turn around? No. I think it's because the Pidgey kept using Sand Attack, so we kind of just lost all of our accuracy. So there's our first, like, sort of death, pretty much. Very cool. Now let's get our revenge. Yeah, just go down already. I don't really care anymore. I'm just using Bubble Beam for the hell of it. But yeah, so like I was testing out with a bunch of like sets kind of thing, making one like super aggressive. And when I say super aggressive, I mean like it was all like pretty much offensive like spells kind of thing. And I made one that was super like it was like really defensive. Then I made one that was mostly support and all that kind of stuff. And then my armor pretty much is an amalgamation between the good characteristics of what I've created. So, like, all of the good spells that they've created, like, I think it's called Cursed Hand, I think. That wasn't originally created specifically for the Dark King's armor. That was originally created for my aggressive one. Because I thought having an aggressive spell like Cursed Hand, which made the opponent 100% weak to everything, except for, I think, Fire, Frost, and Shock, which made them, instead of, like, taking double damage, took quad damage from it. Because weakness to magic plus weakness to that stacks. So instead of being double, you got quad weak to those kinds of things. But again, all of those things were all a part of that set. And all of those like sets, of course, are a part of that history, a part of that mod, pretty much. And I sort of want to show it off. Now, a lot of the character names kind of thing, I don't have like a save specifically for those kinds of characters. Like I don't have one named Drathis, well, Drathis is kind of a poor example because I do have one for that. But like I don't have one called, well, I do have one called Harkness actually. Wait a minute. But like if I had a set named Archmus, that doesn't mean that I have a set specifically for that character. So when we go through a mod that's mostly supposed to be helping people, we're not going to go and end up going on that save specifically just because, you know, this person's more supportive in nature. Yeah, I'm just speeding up right now because we just lost once and I'm kind of just whatever. Yeah, I'll stop speeding up right now. But again, that's the kind of thing, though, that's a part of that as well. Like, anytime that I've ended up, like, trying to create a set, I always tried to think about, okay, so what kind of... First of all, every class has to have a heal. It doesn't really matter what you're doing. You're going to want to have a self-heal. But the ones that are more, like, sort of that lower end of it kind of thing. So by lower end, I mean, like, ones that, if I were to have done... that one idea would have been amazing. So I was thinking of doing an arena where you have to face that character specifically, and when you win, you would have been given their armor as a reward. So there were going to be ones that are going to be much easier to defeat because they were going to be low level, or I think, well, low level plus they have lower level spells that don't do a lot of damage, so they were pretty easy to take down kind of thing. It was going to be like the arena kind of thing where you have these kinds of people with this kind of stuff, which I thought would have been, like, you know, a really cool idea, but I couldn't figure out how to do all the scripting for it specifically, so I just ended up giving up on that, which is sad, because I think it would have been a great idea for it. And now I don't really have the, well, I do have the mod for it, but I don't really have the sort of area anymore for it, because I kind of deleted it, and I went, okay, I'm not going to work on that anymore, I'm done. But I think it would have been a great idea. Get a reward that's a setted armor that's supposed to be, like, you know, weak, medium, or, you know, aggressive, or, you know, very overpowered in its own little way. And I'll definitely show it off. I think that's a wonderful idea now. Like, I'm slowly just growing into the idea of actually doing it. Just because it sounds like it would be an actual, like, wonderful idea just to show off at least a little bit of that mod history kind of thing of that. We'll have to, like, slowly sort of, like, install every version of it, which will be kind of interesting. I'll also have to make sure that I actually have the current version of the armory. I have to make sure that I still have it, or that I have it saved at least somewhere. Yeah, because I think I have not an old, well, it is old, but isn't as old as I would like it to be. Where is it? It's under here, yeah. Yeah, like, I'll double check every version, and I'll keep a copy of it installed on, I'll keep a copy of it installed at least on my computer, but I won't have it enabled. And we'll kind of just leave it in there, and then we'll slowly go through each and every one of them. Because I think that'd be kind of cool. I'll probably have some pictures, at least, of the old sort of, the very first sort of, like, version of it. Because I think it would be kind of cool just to go back and go, wow, that sucked. Okay, so now that we're in Celadon, let's definitely grab Ice Beam. Because we definitely need it. See, the issue, though, is that Okay, so there's a few things. One, we can get rid of Tail Whip for now. Because Dig can be useful. And I was already thinking of getting rid of Bubble Beam specifically for Surf anyway. But Surf just because of its power, not because it's an HM. And then Body Slam was going to be our new normal. I would have preferred, I think it's Crunch, I think? Is it Crunch, or is it something else? Oh no, I can't learn Crunch? I thought I could learn Crunch. Never mind, I can't learn Crunch, apparently. My bad. No, I think it's Bite, actually. I think a Bite is the one that I'm thinking of. Actually, to be fair, in Gen 3 kind of status, I would have preferred to give it the elemental punch moves. Because they were all special in Gen 3, so I think that would be kind of cool. Does it learn them in Gen 2, though? Can you give it the elemental punch moves? Because that would be kind of cool. You can give it Ice Punch. That's actually kind of nice. But then again, Ice Beam's even better, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I thought it said Bubble Beam was Dragon. I was like, what?